Hello, beloved. Just before I came on, I asked Linda, do I look good? And she said, turn this way and turn that way, do this with your hair, So I want to talk about one of my favorite subjects, and that is why it is that we don't feel good about ourselves. Why is it that we're constantly running ourselves down? Why are we constantly saying, I'm not good enough, not smart enough, not strong enough, not pretty enough, whatever enough. We're not enough. We're never enough. So I want to start with 3 verses that I think encapsulate what God's thinking about us is, what he has in mind for us, and who we are. And the first one is from the book of Jeremiah, it's book of the prophet. And God says there that, surely I know the plans that I have for you. Plans for your welfare and not your harm, to give you hope and a future. God has a plan for you, a plan that will take whatever is great in you and bring it forward. And there is greatness in every one of you. Secondly, 1 Corinthians 15:49. This is a wonderful image. For just as we have borne the image of the man of dust, which, by the way, is what Adam means. The word Adam, human, dust. We have borne the image of dust. We will also bear the image of the man of heaven. You have holiness in you. You have the spark of the divine in you, waiting to come out. Third, 2 Timothy 1:7. For God gave us a spirit, not a fear, and that's where we live far too much of the time. And our troubles come so often from being fearful. And Paul is saying to us, no, we do not have a spirit of fear. Our spirit is one of love and power and self-control. And that's who we are. So why is it that people feel less than? Why is it that we feel we don't matter? And we manifest that in different ways. In some people, it manifests as broken relationships over and over and over again. In some people, it manifests in making the same poor choices over and over and again. And in some people, it manifests in hurting others. And some people, it manifests in hurting ourselves. But it all comes from not feeling good enough. Now, the thing is, this picture right here, 2 people looking pretty good. Well, this one is anyway. And the goofball next to him, boy, I would like to look like this goofball right now. But when I was 27 in that picture, there were all kinds of things that I thought were wrong about how I looked and who I was and what I was. But my goodness, when I'm 40, I look back at that, I'd like to look like that. And now I'm 60, and I think, boy, I'd love looking like I was 40 again. And I'm sure if I ever get to 80, I'm going to think, wow, I look pretty good. I'd love to have the body that I have right now. I'd like to be the person I am right now. When are we going to be satisfied with what we are right now? One of the most influential Christian figures ever, Martin Luther, drove himself crazy, literally drove himself crazy, trying to be good. And he never got there. And he drove himself crazy. And it wasn't until that he understood that it's all about love that things changed for him. The same thing happened to John Wesley, the founder of Methodism. It wasn't until he knew that he was loved that he became the person God meant him to be. So, I read those 3 verses before, But words are one thing, actions are another. And I wonder, where does God find their heroes? Well, if you look at the Bible, you'll see it over and over and over again. God finds heroes in places that the world would never look for them. The world would look in this box when they should be looking in this box. Because this is where the Lord finds heroes. He finds them in Naomi, a widow, and a refugee, and a legal immigrant. Ruth, a widow. Moses, a murderer with a shrill voice, who sent into the most powerful land in the world and told, challenge Pharaoh. Noah, a drunk. Elijah, suicidal. John the Baptist, a weirdo who eats bugs. Mary, a peasant girl. David, an adulterer. Paul, a Christianator. Jesus, executed mockingly as the King of the Jews. And the places these heroes come from, they come from a little part of the world, a part that we now call the Levant. And it includes present-day Syria and Jordan and Lebanon and Israel and Palestine and most of Turkey. That place where all the armies of all the worlds wiped their boots. The Egyptians and the Assyrians and the Babylonians and the Sumerians and the Phoenicians and the Romans and the Greeks all marched through that little land. And that is where God finds greatness. And if God can find greatness there, God finds greatness in you. You just have to realize that that's true. And it is that point that the work can begin. To realize who you are and what you can become. And I pray right now that you find that thing. You find the spark and kindle it.